Lots to talk about the backdoor bazooka today. So exactly what is it, and is it the solution the EU has been looking for? Let's bring in our very own Brian Kelly, BC's of Shelter Harbor Capital, and of course, Fast Money Trader. Now, BC's, of course, what we were talking about is what Tim alluded to earlier in the show, and that's the LTRO, which is long-term refinancing operations. What is it? Why do we care about it?
Well, so what it is it's a 3-year loan to any European bank that wants to take it out, and they can put up collateral, and the collateral will presumably government bonds of the sovereigns in Europe. You know, Tim alluded to the fact that Italy is going to put in some state-backed bonds there. Why we care about it is because it does a couple things. One, it takes the tail risk that you're going to have a Lehman-like event in Europe off the table for the time being. As long as banks can fund their operations for the next 3 years, you should be okay with the European banking system. That's not to say it's going to do great, but you should take that tail risk off the table. The other thing it does is they can now go and buy more bonds and try to get those yields come in a little bit. In my opinion, it's a little crazy to kind of layer upon it, but they can go out and buy government bonds, bring them to the ECB as collateral, and then go out and buy some more. And then finally, it takes the fact that a lot of these banks don't have to deleverage anymore. It takes that kind of forced seller out of the market. So all in all, a net positive for European banks, a net positive for Europe, which in general should be a net positive for risk here in the U.S.
Beeks, it's Karen. Let me ask you something. They still are probably undercapitalized now. A lot of these European institutions. Does this? I see how it stalls the need to recapitalize, but shouldn't they be trying to recapitalize it?
Especially as Basel III starts to go into effect next year.
Well, so you'll probably have two different things happening. I would guess that the larger European banks would not want to play this game because they don't want to lever up and have to recapitalize. The smaller banks that really don't have much of a business left may want to play this carry trade. You know, borrow at 1%. Buy bonds at 6% for the next 3 years, play that carry trade as a way to increase capital, or at least that's what the hope is. Again, I'm not sure this is the end-all and be-all solution, but it certainly takes tail risk off the table.
All right. BC's, thanks so much for phoning in and shedding some light on LTRO. Yeah.